We're spending some time with Dr. Michelle Cretella. She's the president of American College of Pediatricians. Just full disclosure, you should know that, what is that group? The Southern Poverty Law Center, deems her group as, hate-filled or whatever it is. So she's not liked, but I could imagine you already know that because of the things that she is saying. She has had a published paper in the Journal of American Physicians and Surgeons just last year on gender dysphoria in children and suppression of debate. And we wanted to give her some airtime to tell us what your children are facing in school and how do we deal with it.
Sure. From the early elementary levels, that I've been sent school curricula to evaluate from concerned parents. I hear from concerned parents and even teachers across America, or particularly over the last couple of years. So preschool to the elementary years, it's primarily introduced by books, anything from picture books to storybooks, normalizing gender confusion. One that is I consider particularly dangerous for preschoolers is introducing Teddy, and it's about a teddy bear who starts out with wearing a bow tie, and his name is Teddy, and by the end of the story, he has moved his bow tie to his head as a barrette, changed his name to and has become a girl teddy bear, the children are taught. And again, because of their development, many of these young children will come to believe, oh, yes, I can change my sex just by changing my appearance. The other thing that is very disturbing is that biology has been deemed transphobic. As incredible as it may be to believe, I've been handed curricula for biology lessons and health lessons that specifically tell the teachers, do not refer to boys and girls, refer to students, and do not say that girls make eggs and boys make sperm. Refer to people with ovaries make eggs and people with testicles make sperm, because we want to be.
But again, we're called science deniers if you're on the right, but this is a denial of the X and Y chromosome.
Yeah. What is not helpful is that the other side is using true biological disorders known as disorders of sex development. And these are people who have genuine genetic disorders and therefore are oftentimes infertile because they may have been born with a non-functioning Y chromosome, for example. They're extremely rare, but the body declares these extremely rare disorders. They are not part of the transgender phenomenon. They are separate and distinct, but the transgender activists have unjustly pulled them into their cause. We know these are disorders of sex development precisely because the norm is to have male and female to continue the species, right? That's basic biology 101.
Have you heard about the doctors I read about them in Vancouver, Canada, that are now dealing with handicap dysphoria, where people are coming in and saying, I was born handicapped. I was born with only one arm, and they are asking the doctors to remove an arm.
Yes, and this is actually not new. There's a name for it. It's called body identity integrity disorder. And one of the more common, it's rare, but one of the more common predisposing events is for soldiers who've come back from war and witnessed their friends dying. And so they have post-traumatic stress, they have survivor guilt, and they come back from war convinced that they are actually amputees themselves, trapped in a normal body, and they will ask to have their legs removed. So there's no one.
So wait, so what is the difference? What do doctors on the other side say is the difference between that and I need to have my breast removed?
Oh, well, when you want a healthy body part other than your breast or your penis removed, that's a mental disorder. Oh, that's a conversion disorder. That's post-traumatic stress. The bottom line is, when you are talking psychology or psychiatry, the diagnosis is made by listening to the person's words and thoughts And you have to ask yourself, does this match reality or not? That's the bottom line. There's no blood test. There's no genetic test. We are contrasting the person's thoughts and perceptions and feelings against reality. And that's ultimately what mental health, the field of mental health and medicine does in every case except sex.
So
when it comes to your sex organs, all of a sudden, it's different.
Do you believe this is going to get much worse before we return to sanity?
I have hope that we will return to sanity. I mean, it's going to be very difficult, but the reason I have hope is because I am hearing from physicians, therapists on the left, and they're thanking me for speaking out. I have far more people thanking me than coming after me with ad hominem attacks. I have some members of the transgender community thanking me because they are deeply concerned about what is happening to innocent children. I mean, radical feminists, lesbians, gay men have not been speaking out as much on this as the radical feminists and some lesbians, but they are there in the background, and essentially they're saying, what the experts are not bringing out is that when you do support gender-confused children through natural puberty, not only do the vast majority identify with their biological sex, but a large percentage also identify as gay adults. So from within the LGBT communities, many of them look at this as, this is eugenics. You're sterilizing children.
Yes.
You
Yes.
see what I mean?
Yes.
So
I do.
They see it as a tremendous homophobic movement. So there are many layers to this that cross political boundaries.
Okay.
And that's why and like you said earlier, it's so clearly anti-science. It's contrary to biology and physical reality. I mean, if we lose on this, holy cow, it's forget about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Michelle Cretella. Thank you.
Website is factsaboutyouth.com. The American College of Pediatrics and Dr. Michelle Cretella. More optimistic than many on the victory in that particular battle.
I will tell you, though, that I hear the same thing. I hear the same thing from people on the left. They say it quietly, but they are saying it, and that is, I'm beginning to be more afraid of my own side than yours. My side has given in to the crazies, and they're going over the edge. You probably will regret not saying that out loud, just as so many are regretting now not saying anything about Harvey Weinstein. We're spending some time with